Phyllis, I certainly applaud you for your enthusiasm. I myself certainly would have neither the time, the energy, or in any way the inclination to run 21 kilometres a day. I'd rather do that on a bicycle nowadays, incidentally. Yes, you are a late comer to the sport, so you probably haven't done the damage that most athletes my age have done, and getting very rickety around the joints, and the old muscles certainly don't work quite how they used to. So you've got a few years of, time to make up. And what I would certainly recommend is that you, although you are finding that you can break the general rules of conditioning, i.e. the hard day, easy day principle for now, it doesn't mean that you'll be able to keep that going forever. And I think it would be much more sensible to put in place a proper training schedule with adequate rest breaks in between right from the very beginning, so that rather than going for say 6 months without any significant injuries or aches and pains, you can go for many years, if not decades, of enjoying this wonderful sport and travelling the world, competing in events like the New York Marathon, and then maybe next it could be Paris or London, or even here in windy Wellington. Now, what I would suggest, Phyllis, is that yes, you go out and you run your 21 Ks, but no more than 3 times a week, and in fact once or twice a week is quite sufficient, and then break it up with 2 or 3 other runs as short as 5k, and another run of maybe 10 to 15 kilometres at the most, and then you can do your 21k. That would be the sort of thing I would do. You don't need to run 21k every day, and the only way you could do that is by doing a very slow plod, and I really don't think it's that good, because at some stage wear must be exceeding the rate of repair within those muscles and joints, and it will eventually catch up with you with as aches and pains, and maybe early onset of arthritis. So we really should avoid that. 21k, in my view, whether you're walking or running it every day, is too far. Have a very close look as well at your nutrition. Now, on my website there is a ton of information about athlete nutrition. Have a good read, pick up on the tips that are there, and please apply some of it to yourself. The super smoothie recipe is definitely the place to start. Now, what you'll find, Phyllis, is that if you nourish yourself properly and follow a disciplined training program where there's variety in terms of distance and variety in terms of the terrain that you run over, you will enjoy it much more. You will feel more energetic, and you will run faster, and you will recover properly in between, and so you won't fall into the trap of just simply have it being a one-speed grinder where you just plod along and have only one speed, and eventually get slower despite your increasing fitness. Having said that, enjoy it, have fun, make every run an enjoyment, get out with your mates at least once a week, and enjoy the occasion. Oh, and the other thing is drinking. If you're running for more than a couple of hours, sure, you don't need to carry a drink bottle with you, but I think it's a good idea to plan a drink stop here and there. So you might run past a tap in, say, somebody's front yard, or just stop and grab a drink. If you run past a service station, stop, grab a quick drink out of the tap, and so on. You can measure your hydration simply by weighing yourself before and after. If you lose a kilo in body weight, then that is generally a kilo of water lost and something which needs to be made up. Take into account also how many litres of water you drink during a run. If you drink half a litre, then that's half a kilo that you must take into account when you're weighing yourself in order to determine how much water you're actually going through. You might also want to have a look at the active elements. The active 3.2, which you can find on my website, on the website store, supplies most of the salts which are lost during sweaty exercise. But the best thing to do is to actually do the online assessment, which I review for you, and then I make some specific recommendations as to your tissue salt requirements, which is important to keep you ticking over on a steady basis.